All right, let's see how I do. Why the fuck is it so loud? What the hell? Isn't this a training video? Or is this... What the fuck? I don't know if this is a training or what. Yeah, training. Cold start. Why are two Tomcats literally about to take off when I'm learning how to use this jet? What up, boys? Alright, this is the first time I do a tutorial and there are two jets taking off right before I get any instructions. Yes, Taskin, this is my first time in the Tomcat. I've never flown it on PvE before.
Welcome to the Rio Cold Start tutorial. We will go through the Rio Cold Start checklist without actually starting the engines, as we can run all the Rio systems using ground power and external cooling air. Please ask the ground crew to connect ground electric power and ground air supply, and then select the Rio seat position. Press spacebar when done.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Copy.
Chief, connect ground air supply.
Ground power is now on.
Alright, now jump in the Rio seat. There we go.
Ground air supply is now connected.
I've already done the pilot tutorial a few times, so that's why I want to mostly learn the Rio seat.
We begin by checking intercommunication between the pilot and the Rio using the ICS. As we're using the ICS currently, we can skip this step. This is also a good opportunity to adjust ICS settings and volumes to your liking. At this...
Alright, I think I have this key bound. Alright, TACAN, channels, TACAN, decimal increments, what? Oh, decrease, increase. Oh wait, that's pilot, not Rio. Ah shit, I don't have these bound. Probably because in the back seat,
we also power on the data link,
time to
the TACAN by setting it to transmit receive, and the AN/ARC-182 or UHF-2 by setting the mode selector to transmit receive plus guard. Press spacebar when ready to move on. Now, switch on the oxygen to your mask.
If you're asking me if I've posted the video of the pilot tutorial, no, I haven't. I've just done it on my own a few times. Now I'm learning the Rio, and then I'll take off and other stuff. All right, oxygen.
We now check current fuel quantity using the fuel totalizer and adjust console and instrument lighting using the interior light control panel on the right side console. In addition, we also check the caution, advisory, ECM, and DDI lights when the pilot selects the LTS option on the master test panel. He has now done so. Please note that the data link needs to be on to allow the DDI lights to illuminate. When ready to move on, press spacebar.
I hate that the friggin' insides of the cockpit shit is so fucking dirty and used up. It's like, fuck, how am I supposed to learn anything if I don't know what this even says? Yeah, I have no idea what these even mean.
Now the pilot will select the instrument option on the master test panel. This should make the fuel totalizer indicate around 2,000 pounds. Normally, this will be reported to the pilot before he moves on. When you've checked the indicated amount on the fuel totalizer, press spacebar to continue.
I agree with you, Chris. I have looked several times in the game settings, and you cannot set a clean cockpit of this plane. It fucking sucks. Alright, when you've checked the indicated amount of fuel on the notarizer, I don't even know where the fuel is. Oh, here. Total fuel, 20,000 pounds.
The last item to check before engines start is to arm both ejection seats. Visually verify that the pilot ejection seat is armed on the top of his seat.
It is
When
not.
done, inform the pilot that you will close the canopy and then close it. Close the canopy using the keyboard command now. Default keybind is left control plus C.
I think I've got it keybound to this button here. Nope. No.
Normally, the pilot would now start the engines. The Rio monitors the pilot procedures and keeps an eye on the external environment to ensure maximum safety during the engine startup sequence. We will now move on using external power and cooling air instead. Press spacebar to continue.
Yo, Vulture.
It's now time to start the WCS and the AUG-9, as well as setting the liquid cooling to AUG-9. Set
Alright, I
the
have those.
WCS switch to standby, the liquid cooling switch to AUG-9, and the IRTV switch to on.
Okay, there
The
we go.
display warm-up takes slightly more than 30 seconds. When both the DDD and TID lights up, press spacebar to continue.
With the BU upgrade about to come out soon, a lot of people are learning the Tomcat again. But I'm one of those people pissed off that they're charging so much for an upgrade. I don't mind paying like 20-30 bucks Canadian, but considering it's 50 US, that's almost 80 bucks for me. I already paid $100 Canadian for this module. I'm not fucking paying another fucking 80 bucks Canadian for the upgrade. Fuck them. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale.
We will now start the INS alignment. We will begin by entering current aircraft position and altitude. This information can be seen on the knee board, brought up using right shift plus K. As our own aircraft symbol is already hooked, as indicated in the readout above the TID, we can now enter the aircraft position from the knee board. This is done via the keypad on the cap. Begin by pressing 1 or the lat button, then press northeast to select north, and then enter the latitude from the knee board. Verify that the readout in the data buffer on top of the TID is correct, and then enter it using the enter button. If incorrect, please clear and begin again from the lat button. Now enter the longitude the same way as the latitude, but begin by pressing the clear button and then the 6 or long button. Then enter the digits and verify as per latitude. When own aircraft position is correct on the data readouts on the TID, press spacebar to continue.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so I need to hit lat, which is number 1. So lat, then north. This fucking thing is in the way. God damn it. Let's see. Pressing 1 or lat, then north. All right. Now enter the longitude the same way as latitude. Okay. So what are my coordinates here? Okay, there we go. Finally, it went away. All right, so north 41, 36, 3. Enter. Okay. And now long is 6. Now I need east. East. 41, 36, 7. Enter. Altitude is number 4. And then that's going to be 39 feet. I think I need to go positive. Positive 39. Enter. Okay, cool. And then magnetic variance. I don't think I needed to go that far yet.
We now need to enter the aircraft altitude, which can also be seen on the knee pad.
Okay.
Press the clear button, then the Alt or 4 button, the northeast button for a positive elevation, and then enter the altitude digits. If correct, enter the altitude in.
Yeah, but I mean, they already had the jet made. All they did was add a few things. It's not like they reprogrammed the entire jet. All they did was add a fucking HUD element. They added a female gesture that no one fucking asked for. They added the TID, which is really nice. The new digital display is really nice. But I personally don't think it's worth $100, another $80 Canadian for me. I would pay 50 Canadian with tax, but not a full thing. Yo, Strengthland. So, welcome to the video of me learning the Tomcat.
Using the enter button. If not, press clear and start over. We are now ready to begin aligning the INS. Set the nav mode selector to ground align. The TID will now switch to show the INS aligned status bar. The 3 vertical lines or ticks marks course align complete, alert launch criteria, and fine align complete. Progression is indicated by the check mark moving to the right. It will become a diamond when past the alert launch criteria, and a dot will appear inside it when fine align is complete.
He didn't mention the
alert launch criteria is the
magnetic
minimum
variance,
needed for
though.
guided AIM-7 and AIM-54 launch. We will wait for fine align in this case, but we'll continue the checklist while we wait. The digits to the left of the status bar are time elapsed in alignment. The first digit represents minutes, the second one tenths of a minute. So 1.5 would mean 1 minute and 30 seconds. When on the carrier, we would not have to enter own aircraft position, but instead set the mode switch on the data link reply and antenna control panel to kind/waypoint, and we would use the CVA align mode instead. The ship's INS data will be used to align the IMU. Press spacebar when the alignment is in progress and you are ready to continue. While the alignment progresses, we will now start the ALR-67 RWR by setting its power switch to on. Set the DECM knob to standby to warm up the DECM. Set the data ADF switch to both. Erect the standby attitude gyro by clicking and turning the knob until the indication overlays the horizon indicator.
What? Oh, standby. Okay.
Now is also a good time to adjust the display settings, set up the TID symbology to display, and
What
enter
was
additional
both?
waypoints into the WCS. The ANALE39
data
can also be set
ADF.
up further to program chaff or flare release programs. Please consult the manual for further details on these subjects.
Where the
If
fuck
you have
does
now
he see
reached fine
both?
align as indicated by a diamond with a centered dot on the right side of the alignment status bar, press spacebar to continue. Otherwise, wait until you have a fine align and then press spacebar.
All
Be
right.
advised that the alignment on the ground might take
Keebler
as long
sucks.
as 7 to 8 minutes in total. Feel free to take a break until you're
I
done.
do not see what he was telling me to set to both. All right, he said turn the power on, set this to standby, and then he said set another thing to both. I don't see anything that says both. What the fuck was I supposed to set? Yeah, the tutorials that Heatblur makes are not the greatest. I have no idea what I was supposed to set to both here. Yo, man. How do you say that name? Herb? Fuck. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Alright, so I've got the DCM on. Yeah, I remember 27 is the right one. He's the real one. Well, he could be a new viewer. Never know. Don't remove him unless he's a troll. Alright, so I was supposed to set something to both. I have no idea what the fuck it is, though. Yo, Zwao. What's up, man? Alright, so there's a setting I was supposed to set to both, but I do not see it. I don't see anything that says both. Alright, I'm gonna restart this fucking tutorial because Heatblur does a shit job. I have no fucking clue what I'm supposed to do. Fuck's sakes. I didn't have pizza after all today. My roommate was in the mood for ribs. He had marinated some ribs today and then I cooked them. They're really good. Alright, how do you speed up time again? Whoops. Alright, I can't remember if it's Alt-Z. Nope. Okay, Control-Z. There we go. There we go. Because I know the tutorial doesn't start until those jets leave.
Start tutorial. We will go through the Rio cold start checklist without actually starting the engines, as we can run all the Rio systems using ground power and external cooling air. Please ask the ground crew to connect ground electric power and ground air supply, and then select the Rio seat position. Press spacebar when done.
Ground air supply.
Ground power is now on.
Yo, AV.
Copy.
I'm finally taking the
Ground air
plunge and
supply
trying to
is now
learn this
connected.
jet.
Okay, we begin by checking intercommunication between the pilot and the Rio using the ICS. As we're using the ICS currently, we can skip this step. This is also a good opportunity to adjust ICS settings and volumes to your liking. At this time, we also power on the
Alright, ban this motherfucker.
by setting it to transmit receive, and the AN/ARC-182
Vulture,
or
do your
UHF-2
thing.
by setting the mode selector to transmit receive plus guard. Press spacebar when ready to move on.
Yo, AV. I am finally learning
Now,
the
switch
Tomcat.
on the oxygen to your mask. We now check current fuel quantity using the fuel totalizer and adjust console and instrument lighting using the interior light control panel on the right side console. In addition, we also check the caution, advisory, ECM, and DDI lights when the pilot selects the LTS option on the master test panel. He has now done so. Please note that the data link needs to be on to allow the DDI lights to illuminate. When ready to move on, press spacebar.
Yeah, that would be cool. That's why I'm learning it, because you and Pat often fly the Tomcat. So between the three of us, we could always Rio for each other.
Now the pilot will select the instrument option on the master test panel. This should make the fuel totalizer indicate around 2,000 pounds. Normally, this will be reported to the pilot before he moves on. When you've checked the indicated amount on the fuel totalizer, press spacebar to continue.
What do you mean 2,000? It's showing 20,000. Or is that not the fuel totalizer? It says 2,000, that's 20,000. Or is this it? Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going on.
The last item to check before engines start is to arm both ejection seats. Visually verify that the pilot ejection seat is armed on the top of his seat. When done, inform the pilot that you will close the canopy and then close it. Close the canopy using the keyboard command now. Default keybind is left control plus C.
What the hell? Okay, that's my keybind.
Normally, the pilot would now start the engines. The Rio monitors the pilot procedures and keeps an eye on the external environment to ensure maximum safety during the engine startup sequence. We will now move on using external power and cooling air instead. Press spacebar to continue. It's now time to start the WCS and the AUG-9, as well as setting the liquid cooling to AUG-9. Set the WCS switch to standby, the liquid cooling switch to AUG-9, and the IRTV switch to on. The display warm-up takes slightly more than 30 seconds. When both the DDD and TID lights up, press spacebar to continue. We will now start the INS alignment. We will begin by entering current aircraft position and altitude. This information can be seen on the kneeboard, brought up using right shift plus K. As our own aircraft symbol is already hooked, as indicated in the readout above the TID, we can now enter the aircraft position from the kneeboard. This is done via the keypad on the cap. Begin by pressing 1 or the lat button, then press northeast to select north, and then enter the latitude from the kneeboard. Verify that the readout in the data buffer on top of the TID is correct, and then enter it using the enter button. If incorrect, please clear and begin again from the lat button. Now enter the longitude the same way as the latitude, but begin by pressing the clear
so
button
annoyingly in the way.
or long button. Then enter the digits and verify as per latitude. When own aircraft position is correct on the data readouts on the TID, press spacebar to continue.
I wish I could move this. This is so fucking annoying. Okay, I can move the kneeboard. Oh, sweet. I never knew that. Alright, so 41, 36, and 7. Oh, no, that's wrong. Clear. Fuck, I gotta start over. Alright, so 1 for lat. This for north. 4, 1, 3, 6. 3, enter. Okay, now longitude is 6. East. There we go. 41, 36, and 7. I think the elevation is next.
We now need to enter the aircraft altitude, which can also be seen on the knee pad. Press the clear button, then the alt or floor button.
Vulture, do your thing.
Positive elevation, and then enter the altitude.
You said you weren't going to be annoying today, you dumb fuck.
Into the computer
Holy fuck.
the enter button. If not, press clear and start over. We are now ready to begin aligning the INS. Set the nav mode selector to ground align.
All right,
The TID
altitude,
will now switch to show the INS aligned status bar. The
altitude
3 vertical lines
positive
or ticks marks course align complete,
39.
alert launch criteria, and fine align complete. Progression is indicated by the check mark moving to the right. It will become a diamond when past the alert launch criteria, and a dot will appear inside it when fine align is complete. Alert launch criteria is the minimum needed for guided AIM-7 and AIM-54 launch. We will wait for fine align in this case, but we'll continue the checklist while we wait. The digits to the left of the status bar are time elapsed in alignment. The first digit represents minutes, the second one tenths of a minute. So 1.5 would mean 1 minute and 30 seconds. When on the carrier, we would not have to enter own aircraft position, but instead set the mode switch on the data link reply and antenna control panel to kind/waypoint, and we would use the CVA align mode instead. The ship's INS data will be used to align the IMU. Press spacebar when the alignment is in progress and you are ready to continue. While the alignment progresses, we will now start the ALR-67 RWR by setting its power switch to on. Set the DECM knob to standby to warm up the DECM. Set the data ADF switch to both. Erect the standby attitude gyro by clicking and turning the knob until the indication
How the
overlays
fuck do I even
horizon
reach this
indicator.
thing? Okay, data ADF. Right, how do I even reach this thing? All right, so that's on, that's a
Now is also a
standby.
good time to adjust the display
This is
settings,
supposed to be on
set
both.
up the TID symbology to display, and enter additional waypoints
All right,
into the
let's see,
WD.
data ADF. Data ADF. Yeah, I don't think I can touch that. Okay, I think that's what this is.
DCS. The ANALE39 can also be set up further to program chaff or flare release
Okay,
programs.
no, that's not it.
Please consult the manual for further details.
I thought it was that, but nope. Yeah, there is no fucking
on the
ADF.
subjects. If you have now reached fine align
Stupid
as indicated by
fucks.
a diamond with a centered dot on the right side of the alignment status bar, press spacebar to continue. Otherwise, wait until you have a fine align and then press spacebar. Be advised that the alignment on the ground might take as long as 7 to 8 minutes in total. Feel free to take a break until you're done.
Okay, additional waypoints into the WCS, whatever that is. Yeah, Heat Blur makes really shit tutorials. I have not learned anything watching their tutorials. I've been watching YouTube videos all day. So the AN ALE39 can be set up to program chaff and flare. I have not seen where to do that. Is this it? Oh yeah, it is. AN ALE39. All right. I have no idea what this means. Okay, that's chaff, that's flare, but okay, J must mean jammer. Jesus fuck. I have no idea what this means. Fuck it. Oh my god. I'll have to watch a different tutorial on it. Alright, let's speed up time. Yep, you didn't miss anything, Taskin. Right now I'm just waiting on the time to go by because it says it takes roughly 7 minutes for the alignment, the INS alignment to finish going through. So I'm speeding up time right now, trying to get that done. Well, you definitely have time to go make one. Alright, actually, while that finishes aligning, there are a few things I want to keybind. Radar elevation. Actually, I'm pretty sure I wanted to set that on an axis on my joystick. Let's see. Radar elevation. Here we go. Okay, there we go. That should do it.
To complete the alignment, set the nav mode knob to INS. Normal tactical TID readout will now resume. At this stage, you
I
can
forgot
tell the
I'm
pilot
actually
that
not
we're ready to
done.
taxi during a normal
Almost,
startup.
though.
The last thing on our list, which can be done while moving, is to
There we
enter
go.
the manual magnetic variation from the kneeboard. To do this,
Oh,
set
that's
the
where you do
cap
magnetic
category knob to
variation.
nav and select the magnetic variation function button. We can now read the calculated magnetic variation and the manual magnetic variation. The manual variation will be 0 at this stage. Press the heading or 8 button on the cap keypad. Press the southwest or northeast button, depending on if the magnetic variation on the knee pad is negative or positive, and then enter the digits as per earlier cap entries.
Positive
When correctly entered,
4.6.
the magnetic variation function button can be deselected to exit magnetic variation display and input. We have now finished the Rio cold start. Feel free to further familiarize yourself with the Rio cockpit or exit the mission. This concludes the tutorial.
Okay, so that's it. That's literally all I have to do in the Rio seat. Do the alignment, turn on the jammer, turn on this stuff. TACAN, radio. Actually, I didn't even go over the radios. All right, well, if that's it, let's see what's next. All right, let's do takeoff. Takeoff and landing is usually something I never learn until I'm on multiplayer servers, and then I fucking crash. No, 27 is not the food is not the same dude. No, Taskin 27 was here last night. He was cool.
Good morning, pilot. Today you will learn how to taxi and take off in the Tomcat. We are at Sakumi Airfield with a clean aircraft and only empty drop tanks loaded. The aircraft is already started and good to go, so let's begin. Press spacebar when you are ready.
Gunfighter 2-1, taxi to runway 12 via Alpha, altimeter 299er2.
Taxi runway 12 via Alpha, Gunfighter 2-1.
Okay, 1-2 is
Disengage the
over
parking
here.
brake. Turn on the nose wheel steering. The amber nose wheel steering engage light next to the HUD should illuminate. Check the brakes by depressing and releasing the brake pedals while checking the brake pressure. Press spacebar to continue.
Where's brake pressure? Check the brake by depressing and releasing, checking brake pressure. Alright, where the hell is that? I don't see anything moving. Yeah, anyway. Alright, let's taxi with the wings in. Alright, they said to taxi using gate Alpha. Alpha to Charlie are this way, so this must be the way I need to go. Wait a sec. I was supposed to go to runway 12, which is the other way. I'm going the wrong way, I think. Yeah, that's runway 30. I'm supposed to go to runway 12, which is that way. Yeah, I think I went the wrong way. But I could have sworn I was told to go to gate Alpha. I wish you could bring up the instructions again. Yeah, it does look nice. Whoa, that is a lot of characters. No idea what you're saying, buddy. Alright, I have no idea where the gates are, but whatever.
Set anti-skid to both. Make sure the HUD is set to takeoff mode. This will allow the vertical speed to be indicated on the left side of the HUD. You may now taxi to runway 12. Follow taxiway Alpha to the right. When nose wheel steering is activated, the rudder pedals will steer the nose wheel left and right. You can also use differential brake to help with steering. Hold short of the runway.
Hold short? Okay, whoops. Too late. Whoops. Wait, okay, that's gate Bravo. I was told to go to taxi Alpha. Okay, so... Whoops. Alright, let's go this way and go to Alpha. Why the hell is the chat in Chinese? What the hell did you guys do? Or do you know Chinese, Vulture? Okay, that's what that does. Okay, spoiler break, that's what that is. So if I go in idle, these little flaps come up. Okay, there's gate Alpha. Alright, holding short.
Set the trim to 0 and press the spacebar when ready.
Set the trim to 0? I thought trim was supposed to be above 0. Oh, yeah, I should probably put my flaps down. Okay, maybe it's only on the boat you're supposed to have it above 0.
Set wing sweep to auto. Lower the maneuver flaps by pressing the DLC thumb wheel aft on the stick. Visually check the wings and the flap indicator. You may also lower the flaps to full, however, the maneuver flaps should be sufficient. Press the spacebar to continue.
Okay, wings and flap indicator. Alright, flaps down. Everything looks good.
Gunfighter 2-1, wind 080 at 2 knots. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Gunfighter 2-1.
Go ahead and taxi onto the runway, and press the spacebar when ready.
Close enough.
In the F-14B, takeoffs are made with military power only due to airspeed restrictions on the landing gear and risks for afterburner flameouts and asymmetric thrust. You may choose to disengage the nose wheel steering. This is normally done at the 100 knots call from the Rio. Advance the throttles to 100% RPM. Rotate at 140 knots. Hold the stick back firmly, but gently. The aircraft should lift at around 150 knots.
Okay, that's what I did wrong when I was doing free flights. I was using afterburner. No wonder I kept fucking flying off the rails. Where's my altitude? Or where's my speed, I mean?
Raise the landing gear. The maneuver flaps will automatically retract to the CADC controlled position the next time the aircraft crosses a sensor's trigger point
the
for
shit
that
did I do?
schedule. You can also retract them by applying DLC thumb wheel forward. Use the DLC thumb wheel if you wish to deploy them manually in flight. You may now set the HUD mode to cruise on the display panel. Well done, pilot. This concludes the lesson. In the next one, we'll teach you to land this baby.
Alright, what am I doing wrong? The stick is like fighting me. Okay, I think it's because I had too much nose down trim. There we go. That's probably what it was. Is it because I have to do it with the mouse? No. I really don't like the HUD in the Tomcat. It doesn't show any altitude or anything. Alright, there's altitude. Where's my speed? Oh, that's my speed. What the fuck? Okay, I'm going 700 knots? No, 500 knots. I'm going 0.7 Mach. Okay, that's what that is. I'm going 500 knots. And my altitude is 5,000 feet. Yo, what the hell's going on with my chat? Why is the language in Chinese? Alright, let's try landing next. Alright, I don't know what you did to my chat, but everything's in Chinese. Okay, does Vulture speak Chinese or what? Okay, I didn't know if they were... I didn't know if it was like the default of the language was being changed or if they're actually talking in Chinese. I didn't know. Alright, thanks, Avi. Okay, so, alright. So I am going to be doing an overhead brake. Great.
Good afternoon, pilot. Today you will learn how to land the F-14B Tomcat on an airfield. We will be using the same overhead brake and landing procedure as on the boat. I hope you reviewed the diagram prior to the flight. We will be landing at Godota Air Base with the left overhead brake. We are lined up with the runway. Your RIO will handle all the communication calls, and the LSO will call out the stages of the approach. We do not have a Fresnel lens at this airbase, unfortunately. There will be a series of gates for you to follow in the pattern. They will help to guide you, but you don't have to fly through them, just near them. Fly now towards the first gate at the initial point in front of you. Maintain 350 knots and 800 feet AGL. Set the hook by. Sweep the wings aft full to 68 degrees. You will have to trim the nose up to compensate. Select landing mode on the PDCP.
Alright, what the fuck was I... What the shit? I hate the tutorials that Heedler does. Holy fuck. What was it literally pointing at? What did I need to do? The only thing I remember from the instructions was 350 knots and having my wings swept back. Alright, it's supposed to be 800 knots. I'm at 7, so I'm a little low.
Gunfighter 2-1 on initial inbound.
Gunfighter 2-1, roger. Winds 320 at 3 knots, cleared for the overhead. Left brake over the numbers. Report left base, 3 down and lock for runway 33.
Cleared left brake over the numbers. We'll report left base runway 3. We are coming up on the brake. At the brake, extend your speed brake, roll left 45 to 60 degrees, and enter a level turn, maintaining 800 feet AGL. Bring the throttle back to idle. Try to follow the gates.
Where the fuck's 350 knots? Okay, I'm at 300 knots. And I'm low.
Okay, here we go. Brake left. Keep following the gates.
What gates? I can't fucking see them. I hate this HUD. Jesus.
Set wing sweep to auto at 280 knots. Put the gear down at 250 knots. At 225 knots,
I don't see my
set the flaps
speed.
to down. Turn
What
on
the
your
fuck?
DLC once flaps have extended and descend to 600 feet.
Alright, I have no idea what the fuck to do. I hate that I can't. Alright, you know what? Fuck this shit. I hate that there's nothing in the HUD. Fuck this fucking shit. Looking down every 2 seconds? Yeah, fuck this shit. I'm not learning this fucking plane. Not until I buy the BU. Oh shit, I exited the game. That's not what I wanted to do. I just want to exit the tutorials. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna restart the stream and I'm gonna do some fucking F-18 shit as usual. Fuck this plane.